Hey guys, Apav here. I played a game last Saturday of Call of Duty 3 with the Call of Duty 3 PS3 community. We are running these games every Saturday. My time is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they just go until no one can play anymore, which is usually, sometimes it's 2 hours, sometimes it's 4 or 5 hours. And I wanted to post some highlights from our last game. I think I'm going to upload this on the following Saturday, so if you feel like playing Call of Duty 3 on PS3 today, hop online at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and you'll probably see a game from us. You can join the Discord group, which I'll link in the description, and then you'll be able to kind of know what's going on. So anyways, in this first game, I believe it was Capture the Flag, I had a singular teammate. I believe his username is Amaterasu, which I think is a video game character, because I recognize that from a playthrough I watched years ago, but I could be wrong. They were really good. They basically carried my entire side, and throughout these games, they just did fantastic. So, as you can see, I kind of just run around and go to the main objectives and capture flags. Alex was hosting this game, but for the beginning, he was AFK or just spectating. So I think the teams were evenly matched at this point. We wind up getting to 6v6, which is a full 12-person lobby, and we were all pretty happy with those results. It took us a while to start a 24-person game, and by that point there weren't enough people to keep the lobby growing. But maybe next week we'll get over 12 people, because I think it's gotten up to 20 people before. Now, here you will see that I have blown myself up, and apparently, because I didn't know this, you can blow up your own landmines. Now, in the end, we won that game. I mainly was just focusing on running to objectives, however. Now, in the second game, I don't think I did as well, but it was way more eventful. These guys are just really good shots. I was using a Thompson, and these guys with the snipers and just battle rifles were just one-shot killing us so quickly. I'm really impressed with some of the guys in this community, because they have really good aim, and in this game the aiming is extremely difficult. Now, I'm trying to include the game's highlights, but obviously this is from my perspective, so I'm including mostly my highlights. Here we rushed the primary flag, and I just kind of hid behind the desk in there and managed to stay alive. Very rarely do I actually manage to stay alive. I swapped out with a MP40, so I had both the Thompson and MP40 in there, and I could just lay down fire the entire time. We wound up taking the flag, moving on to the next objective, which I didn't really get to help out too much in there. I did get another kill, but as soon as the enemies came back, I had no hope of holding out in there. So around this time, someone named Eat a Carrot joined, and somehow every time I ran into the building, I seemed to get him. So sorry about that, Carrot, if you're watching. Also worth mentioning is this individual who goes by Pooh Baddie joined, and they turned out to be insanely good. So from that point onwards, I was just trying to survive the onslaught of Carlos and Pooh Baddie. Sorry, Carrot. But nevertheless, we won that game, and I kinda helped, and now we're up to 8 players. So at the beginning of the next game, I just ran straight for the flag, and for some reason it took a little while to register that I was standing on the flag, but I immediately got shot because I guess the other team did not want me taking that flag. We wound up taking that flag, but I got myself into a little fight, which I lost, but then I respawned at the same location and won. Sorry, Carrot. Now, I wanted to make sure people couldn't sneak up on me, so I ran to get my headphones, and Pooh Batty just decided to shoot me while I was AFK, so I wanted to point that out. I was not aware. So somehow I managed to sneak up on the enemy team that was just destroying us with snipers, and wreaked a little bit of havoc on them. I think by the time they noticed that I was there, though, I was destined for failure. Here, me and Alex finally met up and were trying to get this flag. I thought of the genius idea of giving us some cover by just driving this vehicle out a little bit, because as you see, Alex immediately got sniped. This benefited me slightly. Finally, we went up and we got... I'm gonna say Pooh Batty. I'm sorry if that's not how you pronounce your name. Now, this distraction helped us return to the original flag and start capturing it. We ended up getting into a little bit of a fight, but we wound up capturing the flag. Sadly, in the chaos, while people were getting, just shot and hit by cars, I immediately saw an enemy through smoke and started shooting at them. Little did I know until the game ended that I actually had just shot Alex through the smoke. But because of that, we got the game rules changed, so next time friendly fire was off. And we won the game, and this time I actually seemed to be kind of helpful. Now at this point, we pretty much had created a full game, and we were about to do my favorite map, but because of that previous friendly fire we had talked about, along with some other things, we decided to change the game mode. We went to this other map, which seemed to be based more on snipers. I'm not too familiar with Call of Duty 3 maps. Now, this map was complete chaos. I had never seen this many people jumping around Call of Duty 3, probably in ever, but especially in years. Sorry, Carrot. Near the end of this game, we kept trying to get to this objective, but the enemy snipers were just holding us off really well. And as I am not good with a sniper, we didn't really have a chance. Now this next map was pretty cool. We got to follow each other around like really well, and it was kind of close quarters, so it felt probably the closest to a modern Call of Duty you could get. As I have never played on this map though, I got lost a little bit. I wound up finding Carrot on our team though, and decided to initiate the Crouch of Friendship, as I felt bad for routinely picking him out in previous games. He returned the favor, so I think we're all good. There were a couple pretty good fights that happened in this game because our teams would just stay clumped together and then another team would respawn and come rushing in. So I'm going to put in a couple of those fights. The way I'm recording this commentary is kind of just by skimming through the footage, so hopefully I'm timing these up correctly. After the fight, I noticed that someone behind me didn't have a rank above their head, so I panic shot and realized that actually it was just Taker. So I think I kind of freaked my team out there for a minute. But then actually directly behind us was a real enemy, and we got flooded by the entire enemy team. This continued into a little chaotic fight in the center of the map once more. And it appears that I hung out for a little while, but they eventually got me. A little further into the game, I was just following my teammates around, trying to help out, and I'm pretty sure Carlos just got a double kill. Also, I'm sorry if your name is not Carlos. I know there is definitely a first name there, but tragically don't know how to pronounce that many vowels in succession to each other. So if you are in the comments, let me know how that first name should be pronounced, if it should be pronounced at all. Our team also got into a little hallway fight. And while that hallway fight was interesting, it did lead to me and Tanker kind of just getting lost. I was wandering around the map for quite some time after this. Then right at the end of the game, it was tied and we were so close. and the score just kept going back and forth, but sadly we didn't catch up and we lost by 1 point. So that game goes to the opponent team. Whoever is on the team switches up with each game, so it's not really our team versus another team, as you can tell by the usernames changing throughout these games. So in this little team deathmatch, I got into this insane fight, which I could have sworn I should have won. It looked like we were evenly matched in our inability to shoot each other, and I lost the fist fight. Oh, excuse me, this game isn't a team deathmatch, it's a capture the flag. Obviously, capture the flag with guns would be fairly difficult. We would routinely rush underneath this bridge to try to get to the enemy flag, and they would routinely rush back at us. But eventually me and Tanker would see a break, and I just ran straight for the flag. I somehow managed to get over there without the enemies realizing I was not on their team. And thanks to my friends around me, I didn't have to deal with fighting anyone on my way back with the flag. So while they covered my exits, I ran across the bridge and delivered my flag to my side of the base, and oddly enough, that was the only score during that game. You would think that means the rest of this game is pretty uneventful. However, there are a few odd things that took place during this game. This included Alex deciding to just go full kamikaze and launch rockets at people from close range. This included killing me and him. There's also this little chaotic fight for the flag, which resulted in me dying and an ally grabbing the flag and then just, I don't know what they were doing. They were dropping it and picking it up quite a few times. I don't know if that's a strategy or not. Maybe someone can inform me on that. Now, I did pretty decent in that game. My KD wasn't amazing, but my score was alright. The next game is a whole lot of nothing. The beginning was a bit chaotic, but immediately after that, I was just kind of running around the map, not being able to do anything. I guess it's impressive when you have 6v6 and you're not running into anyone. The only thing impressive in this game was this single kill, and I sadly got it on Alex, so sorry about that. The next game was a team deathmatch again, and although I expected it to be pretty eventful, I didn't do too great. I just found myself running around and then dying immediately. But some of the other guys were doing really good on this map, and I can tell it is at least an enjoyed map within the group because we kept playing on this map throughout the night. I did get a few kills in there, and then at one point Alexander, I guess he probably goes by Alex, but because there's already an Alex, I'm just going to go by Alexander, got a 3-time kill on me and my teammates with a grenade. I'm just putting that in there because I find that impressive. Although it wasn't too far away when I got my revenge. Now on the next map, I kept dying and it wasn't too eventful. We had some people already backing out. A little chaotic because it was capture the flag and we were losing horribly. It was just the 4 of us desperately trying to maintain this flag at the end of the game against 6 people. Now, I thought I was going to end this video here because when we started the new lobby, I just wasn't doing great. Some people had started to leave. I wasn't sure if the new lobby was going to take off or not. Turns out it kind of did kick off. More people started joining, and some people ended up playing like hours after I got offline. However, right before deciding to get offline, one map came up. My favorite map. The map that I used to create games with and sit in for hours just hosting my own games probably 10 years ago. No one else knew this, however, so I decided to press record and see how well I could do. And it turns out I can do pretty decent when I know what map we're on. So one big thing about Call of Duty 3 was that there was like vehicle warfare, and not too many maps actually took advantage of this despite being a big selling point on the back of the box. So I kind of learned how the tanks function pretty well in Call of Duty 3 and wound up first defeating Carrot in a tank battle. Sorry, Carrot. And then just cleaning up his entire team. Tanker got me, which was expected based on that username. In the ensuing ground fight, though, I did take out Tanker, and then I just hopped right back into a tank. I found that my team seemed to be fighting them on this hill on the other side of the map, so I went and helped them out and took out the enemy tank there. And then they tried to take me out with their rocket launchers, and they eventually did, but I got a few of them in the meantime. I did try to take out Carrot when he got into a new tank, but he succeeded in defeating me. But then I got in my own tank and I took care of the problem. Alexander took care of me though. Then I took care of Alexander. And then Carrot took care of me. I don't think I ever lost a tank-on-tank battle in this game, and this was the most close I think I came to death, which was me pulling up and finding out that there were 2 enemy tanks that I needed to defeat, because if you get 2 good hits, you will defeat the enemy tank. So I needed to make sure they both couldn't get 2 good hits on me. Luckily, I got 2 good hits on both of them. And then Alexander got this really good shot on me with his bazooka. I'm pretty impressed with that long shot there. I think at this point they were trying everything they could to keep me from getting into a tank. Sorry, Carrot. But I did get into a tank and just continued to clean up after my team. I really don't know what to commentate over just driving around in a tank. I've started to notice that I think it's Alexander who's taking me out the most. He seems to be pretty good with the bazooka there. Sorry, Carrot. And then Alexander got me again. Man, he really was holding me off the most, it appears. I tried to go for the enemies on ground, and usually I fail at that. But I actually did okay. Carrot got his revenge, though. Watching this back, I kind of feel bad, but this sums up this entire match, which is I blow up enemy tank, Alexander blows me up. I think that sums up the rest of this game. I did try to run around with a gun for a couple minutes, but I couldn't actually find anyone in the town, so then I just decided to get back into a tank. Oh! I actually lost the tank battle. Carrot got me. I don't know where he got me from. I'm trying to watch this back. That's... Oh, wait. We shot each other. I see. This one guy kept trying to get me to run him over. I don't quite know what he wanted from this. Maybe to use the tank as like some kind of hidden shield? But I think at this point, there's a good section where we actually kept the enemy team, like, suppressed on this section of the map. All I really had to do was stand there and shoot anyone who went outside. I got a little bold by moving in closer, and that wound up being my downfall. But by this point, we were just so far ahead in score, I decided I just decided to do the rest by running around and trying to get any kills I could. Not sure if I really did get any. Let me see here. Okay, there's one. Yeah, there were a few times I died, but in the end we got victory, and I was shocked that no one in the group commented. I hope I didn't enrage everybody, because I think that's probably the best score I've ever gotten in Call of Duty 3, and I don't think I'll ever top it. So, there it is for this video, is I managed to finally do decent in Call of Duty 3. It just requires for me to be in a tank. I would love to do that map more and see the other guys, like, how well they could gang up on me, now knowing that I have had more practice with the tanks. But anyways, that is our Call of Duty 3 experience from last Saturday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to include parts of other people's achievements that I got while recording. Obviously, I'm just showing off more of what I was doing because I only can record myself. I forget which user, but there's another user in the group that streamed it. I'll share his channel. He speaks Spanish. I don't know if he speaks English, so I couldn't really interact with his stream, but there's at least one person in the group who caught their view of things going on, and you can probably see me die many times if that stream is left public. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.